I don't have to be like, oh no. Right now I can celebrate life. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith and I am a mother of a 4-month-old. Today we are filming this video on the floor of my sewing room. So welcome. It's real homey up in here. I got like a crappy mirror behind me and a nasty wall. But this is what's happening. It's nap time, so I've got a limited amount of time to film this video, but I wanted to go ahead and get this information in your ears. So today we're going to be talking about the cheapest ways that I have found to cloth diaper without sewing. Like basically no time required, no skill required, how to cloth diaper on the cheap. Now, number one, the most reliable way to cloth diaper and how to cloth diaper on the cheap with the best quality fit and least possibility of leakage and all those things would be to use flats or pre-fold diapers with a cover. So the flat or the pre-fold diaper are the absorptive part of the diaper, and then you use the cover to make it waterproof. If you don't know about all that kind of stuff, I would suggest Googling that before you continue with this video. Just kind of Google cloth diaper. Just Google and find out just kind of the basic vocabulary of cloth diapers before you watch this video. Anyway, moving on. So, like I said, flats and pre-folds would probably be the most reliable way to cloth diaper. You're just guaranteed a good fit and good quality fit for what you have. You don't have to be worried about it leaking or there to be leg gaps or whatever. Now with covers, there's options on how to get a cheap cover. There's all kinds of different brands that are cheaper priced. You can find that out very easily by shopping around. And then there's also ways to get cheap covers like on Facebook groups and stuff. Some of them I'll mention later on. And then there's also cheap covers that you can find just on like eBay or Amazon, like no name brands. What I would say if you're going to look for a cheap cover is make sure that it has double A gussets and that when you read reviews on it, they don't run too small or too big. And that's all I really have to say about covers. You'll need like 5, but you can find them fairly cheaply. Okay, now what I'm going to be talking about is how to make the absorptive part as cheap as possible. There's a lot of different ways to cloth diaper cheaply, without having to buy anything. I think my phone's ringing, but I don't even know where it is, so I'm going to continue on. Okay, so like a lot of people will tell you to go buy those pads, and they're the absorptive part, and they're like pre-sewn together, and they're actually gonna take a lot longer to dry than like a flat or a pre-fold. Even pre-folds take a lot longer than just a flat. And what I mean by flat is just a large piece of fabric. A lot of people, when you Google like cheap ways to cloth diaper, they're gonna tell you to use a flour sack towel, which is, my example. This is a flour sack towel. It's just like a real thin white towel. You can buy them like packs of 10 for like $7 at Walmart. And they're cheap, and they're good quality, and they're very absorptive. But I don't use them cloth diapering. I feel like they're just not absorptive as I would need for my child. And so instead I use them as burp cloths, and they're my favorite type of burp cloths. Burp cloths. I cannot talk today. So a lot of people will tell you to use flour sack towels or FSTs, but I say that's not really as good as you can do. Instead, I'd say to cloth diaper on the cheap without sewing, you want to use old towels, like kitchen towels and stuff, old t-shirts, old receiving blankets, anything like that. So here's an example. This is a blanket we were given. I have a son, so I don't have a girl, and there's a lot of pink and purple on here, so I don't really feel comfortable using this blanket as much as I would other blankets. We were also given like 25 blankets. I'm not even kidding. We have way too many blankets for our one child. And so I went ahead and put this in my cloth diaper stash because it's a great cloth diaper. It's cute and all, but my child can poop on it and I won't be like destroyed. And it has great absorptive material. And this is the type of material that you can just cut it and it will fray a little bit on the first couple washes and then it'll stop fraying. So old receiving blankets. This is a receiving blanket we got for free from the hospital. I think it's like the ugliest thing in the world, and so I threw it into my cloth diapering stash. And it's a great flat. Google, ways to fold a flat. for a cloth diaper. There's like a bajillion different folds that you can use. There's different ones for girls, different ones for boys, and there's just great ideas out there on how to use just a big piece of fabric like this to how to use them as a diaper. And then here's an example of an old kitchen towel. It was like my kitchen towel in my dorm room, and I just don't use it anymore. It doesn't match anything in my kitchen, and it's a little small for my liking. And so I just pad fold it, which I'll show you. This is like a pad fold. I just folded it in threes. You know what? I could fold it one more time, and I set this inside of a cover, and then it's waterproof. And what I would say on using old towels, here's another old towel. My mom gave it to me and it got all stained up. And what I would say is to use microfleece liners. There's a bunch of people online and they'll tell you how to do it, but microfleece is a wonderful material that doesn't fray at all. You cut it and then it's done. You don't have to sew the edges or anything like that. And it is perfect for keeping your baby with that stay dry feel. So if you just put this inside of a diaper cover and your child sits down, they will be sitting in mess. They'll be sitting with a wet bum, and they probably honestly just get a rash. And so we cut little rectangles of microfleece, and that helps your child's butt stay dry. I'll insert a clip of one here. This is that microfleece liner that is the material that keeps him stay dry, and I just place it on this flat before I wrap it around him. So tip number 2, like I said before, there's a lot of Facebook groups where you can find cloth diapers, and cloth diapers on the cheap. My number one Facebook group that I would recommend would be the $1 cloth diapering buy sell and trade group. You can literally get diapers on there for $1, like plus shipping. And that's where I found my cheapest diapers, best quality diapers for cheap, and all those kinds of things. So I would look on there if I were you. My only tip for bidding on things on Facebook groups would be to kind of research the diaper right before you make a bid. So know what the cloth diaper normally sells for before you put down, I'll pay $7 for it, because you might be able to buy a brand new diaper for $8 if you catch my drift. So do that, and you can be really successful on those $1 Facebook buy sell trade groups. There are also a lot of free diapers on just like the web. You can look at different websites. I'll link a few below where you can find free diapers. They're just out there for moms in need. People don't want to have to go through the trouble of selling the diapers, or they don't feel like they should sell them because they got them for free, and so they're willing just to give them to you, and all you have to do is pay shipping. I'll link some of that below. And then next, there are what they call China Cheapies. I don't like that name. I think it's derogatory and just mean or rude or something, but China Cheapies is a real thing. So you can go on eBay or Amazon and get cloth diapers for like $1, $2, really cheap, free shipping if it's Amazon Prime. And they are not the best quality diapers, I'm going to be honest. Here's this brand. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't know if you can see the tag, but this is a great example of it's not the best quality. It's got microfleece, so stay dry material right there, and then you stick the absorption in the pocket, and it's not the best quality diaper, but I'm gonna get a good amount of use out of it, and I only paid $1 or $2 for it. And so if it gets ripped or stained or whatever, it's not a big loss, but it's a diaper and it fills a need, and it may last years for me. So if I was to go this route and get all China Cheapies, I would get like 30 of them, which is only $30, but I would get a lot of them because you're probably going to go through these like none other. But if you have to go the cheap route, and if you want to go with something pre-made like this is a legitimate option. Some people will say, oh, they don't fit well, they're not worth the time and the money, but you know what, they do work on my son. I ordered these. I didn't realize that they were China Cheapies. I didn't even know that existed, blah, blah, blah. And so I ordered these a while ago and then stuck them in the bottom of my diaper stash because I was like, oh, I'll never use them. People say that they don't work. Well, I tried them on my son, and they actually do work fairly well. It's not like they're sliding off. It's not like they leak or anything like that. They're just not the best quality diapers out there. Here's another example, a cute little pattern. You will probably find this exact pattern online, and it's the exact same cheap diaper, but it works. And if you're looking to save money, you're going to save money by going that route. Now, my next tip would be if you're going to buy pre-folds, which I suggest that you do if you can afford it. I wouldn't say all of your diaper stash should be old t-shirts and old towels. if you can afford to buy pre-folds, I would buy some just because they're wonderful and they can be used for so many different things. But if you can't afford it, it's fine, you can go without. But if you are going to buy pre-folds, I would say to not buy the newborn size or the really big XL size. Just buy a size somewhere in the middle, because I bought these newborn diapers and I was going to plan to buy each size as we went along and as my son grew. But it turns out, one, I overpaid for them, and my son grew out of them so quickly that we didn't get our money's worth. Like, I couldn't wrap this around his abdomen. And so I immediately just had to start pad folding this from the very beginning. And pad folding pre-folds works, but I don't like pad folding pre-folds. Like, if I buy a pre-fold, I want to be able to wrap it around my kid and for it to wrap around his legs and all that good stuff. So the lesson I learned there is if I'm going to buy a pre-fold, I want to buy sizes that I know I'm going to get the most use out of. So I would suggest, if you're going to buy one size of pre-folds or just one set of pre-folds, buy a size somewhere in the middle. That way your child can grow up into that size and you can just fold down the extra fabric. And then once he starts getting too big, you just pad fold it, no big deal. Okay? I hope that made sense. Okay, my next tip would be pail liners. You do not need pail liners, and nobody told me that. Pail liners can be like 10 bucks each or more. It's not like your diapers will leak or anything, but it just helps the airflow through the diaper pail and for the room not to stink, the diapers not to stink, and then you save like 20, 30 bucks there not having to buy any pail liners. So it's like a win-win. I wish I had never bought my pail liners because it was a waste. My next tip would be buying newborn diapers. That is so not needed. People told me, the one size diapers aren't going to fit my child and I would have to buy newborn size diapers and blah, blah, blah. And only if I had known, I wish I had known, that the hospital gives you like 2-3 packages of newborn disposable diapers, number one. So you're going to get disposable diapers from the hospital. Number two is that your child is going to grow and pee out of newborn diapers so quickly. My child, I spent like 150 bucks on newborn diapers. Like, it wasn't a lot, but it was a lot to me, okay? And he started peeing through the newborn diapers, like out-wetting the newborn diapers by like before week 2. He wasn't even 14 days old and he was peeing through those things. I had to put like covers like on top of covers, and it was like ridiculous. He couldn't last like an hour in a diaper. And so what I really wish I had done was just used like the one size flats or pre-folds. Heck, I could have used this towel very easily on him and then used a one size cover and been fine. And so there's certain brands that work extra well on newborns, and there's all kinds of hacks where you can get a one size cover to fit any size baby, like even a newborn. And I'm going to link that down below in the description. Another great thing about microfleece is it's super cheap. You can get it for especially on sale for just a few bucks a yard. And again, it doesn't have to be sewn. So you just cut it and you're good to go. It's like cutting a piece of paper. There's no fraying, there's no problem. And so a lot of people have actually started making covers out of microfleece because it's so cheap and you don't have to do any sewing. And I'll link those videos down below in the description. Finally, my last tip that really helped me save money on diapers, and I really wish I had known in the long term because I wouldn't have spent so much money on diapers, I was able to get free cloth diapers from Amazon through having an Amazon registry. So if you haven't started your baby registry yet, do it through Amazon and then watch this video. I'll link it up above. And you can get free diapers, 100 bucks worth of free cloth diapers from Amazon. Go watch this video, I'll link it up above and I'll describe everything there. Okay, and then finally, last but not least, the best ways to save money on cloth diapering would to be not washing your cloth diapers every day or every other day, but wash them every 3 days. That means you have to have a little bit more cloth diapers to rotate through, but you're going to be saving money on water and electricity and all that good stuff. And then my final tip on saving money on cloth diapering would be to use cloth wipes. Those things are the best idea Man, I thought I was going to use disposable wipes because I was like, I'll probably be maxing myself out using cloth diapers anyway. I don't want to have to use cloth wipes, but it turns out cloth wipes are easier to use. If you're already cloth diapering, you might as well just throw some extra wipes into the load. Then you put them in the rinse and the wash with the other cloth diapers, and they come out wet, and you throw them back into the wipe warmer, and you're good to go. They're the easiest, the cheapest, and wipes are pretty expensive. When we were trying to use disposable wipes, I went through like a package a week, it seemed like, and that's like $4 a week. That's not cheap. That's 16 bucks a month. I mean, that adds up. So anyway, my advice would be to use cloth wipes, and you can get those at the dollar store for $1. I mean, you can't argue with that, can you? Alright, I think that's all my tips and all my advice. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content or my spazzy personality, I encourage you to subscribe. I'm making a lot of videos, and I really want to make this to be a channel that's encouraging, informative, and inspiring for you guys and helpful. So if you liked this video, go ahead and like it. Subscribe. I want to hear from you. Comment down below. Let me know if there's anything I missed or any other ways that you cloth diaper on the cheap. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.